dimensional array. In this lesson, we will learn Introduction to Double Dimensional Array, Need of Double Dimensional Array, Creating a Double Dimensional Array, Different ways to input values in Double Dimensional Array. We already learned Single Dimensional Array, which consists of single subscript which represent either rows or columns. Sometimes it is necessary to organize data in tabular form or in matrix form with distinct locations by rows and columns. Here, horizontal lines are referred rows and vertical lines are referred columns. Double dimensional array consists of multiple rows and columns. In Java, two-dimensional array data stored in rows and columns, and we can access the records using both the row index and column index. If the data is linear, we can use double dimensional array. Let us understand double dimensional array with real life scenario. Suppose you went to buy ticket on ticket counter. It may be movie ticket, rail ticket or bus ticket. There are lines mentioned, one is for male and second one is for female. If there is one line, then it is called single dimensional array. As there is more than one line, so it may be called as two dimension. You can think it like a spreadsheet contains rows and columns available on the sheet. Double dimensional array is the structure that can be represented along x-axis and y-axis. Here, x-axis represents rows and y-axis represents columns respectively. To understand the basic structure of double dimensional array, just focus on this image. Look at this image and suppose there are 4 lines at bus ticket counter. Each person is standing at his position, starting with 0 position and ending with 4 of 3 to collect ticket. Now to represent such scenario in Java, we will use two-dimensional array where 2 index numbers for the particular array will be used. So here array can take a size of 5 of 4, which is double dimensional array. Now I will say the definition of double dimensional array. What is double dimensional array? Double dimensional array is a structure created in memory to contain data values by using rows and columns. How we can declare two-dimensional arrays in Java? Two-dimensional array contains data type. Data type decides the type of elements it will accept. For example, if we want to store integer values, then the data type will be declared as int. If we want to store float values, then the data type will be float. Array name is the name given to the double dimensional array. Example, marks, employees, age, etc. Now I will explain how we can create two-dimensional array. In order to create two-dimensional array, we have to use the new operators as shown. Row size. It refers number of row elements in an array. Example, row size equals to 5, then the array will have 5 rows. Column size. It refers number of column elements in an array can store. For example, column size equals to 6, then the array will have 6 columns. Now I will give example to declare a double dimensional array. int to array symbol employees equals to new int of 5 of 4. Here we use int as our data type to declare two-dimensional array. It means the above array will accept only integer value, and if you try to add float values, then it will throw an error. Employee is the name of the double dimensional array. Row size of an array is 5, and it means employees array will have accept 5 int values as rows. If we try to store more than 5 values, then it will throw an error. We can store less than 5. If we store 2 integer values, then the remaining 2 values will be initialized to default value. Column size of an array is 4. It means employees array will only accept 4 integer values as columns. If we try to store more than 4, it will throw an error. We can store less than 4. Example, if we store 1 integer value, then the remaining 3 values will be initialized to the default value. To understand better, here array called employee. In this we are having first row. In that we have 4 elements. Each one represents single column. Then second row is entered, then third, and then fourth, and then fifth row. Here we are having 5 rows and 4 columns. In single dimension array, to represent elements, we use array name and index number. Similarly, to refer elements in double dimensional array, we use 2 index number, one refers rows and another refers column. In single dimensional array, index number starts from 0. Same way, in double dimensional array also, index number starts from 0. Now, I will write row index number and column index number for first row. First row index number is 0. Second row index number is 1. Third row index number is 2. Fourth row index number is 3. And fifth row index number is 4. Similarly, for column also, index number starts from 0. Here, first column number is 0. Second index number is 1. Third column index number is 2. And fourth column index number is 4. Now I will refer element 64. I can represent 64 as employee of 0 of 0. Similarly, I will represent 75 in double dimensional array. 75 is in third row, second column. So we can represent 75 as employee 3 of 2. Initialization of two-dimensional array in Java. We can initialize the Java two-dimensional array in multiple ways. By using assignment statements, by using function arguments, by using scanner class. Now I will explain how we can assign values using assignment statement. Here we did not mention the row size and column size. However, compiler is intelligent enough to calculate the size by checking the number of elements inside the rows and columns. In this method, data values are defined within the program itself. The data may be int, float, character or string data type. In this example, int is the data type. Here, first bracket element shows first row, second bracket elements refer second row. Here, total 2 braces, so this array contains 2 rows. Each row contains 4 elements, so this array contains 4 columns. Now I will write program to store values in 2x3 matrix using assignment statements and display elements in matrix form. Our program is illustrated here. Analysis. In this Java double-dimensional array program, first we declared two-dimensional array of size 2 of 3 and initialized with some random values. Here I and j are used for rows and column iteration. Here for loop will be help to iterative every cell present. In a condition inside the for loops, I is less than a dot length will ensure the compiler not to exceed the array limit. Further, j is less than a of 0 dot length will ensure the compiler not exceeding the array column limit. Let us see the Java two-dimensional array program execution in iteration wise. Row, first iteration, the value of the row will be 0 and condition I is less than 2 is true. So it will enter into the second for loop. Column first iteration, the value of the j will be 0 and the condition j is less than 3 is true. So it will start executing the statements inside the loop until the condition fails. System.out.println a of I of j. Here a of 0 equals to 2. The value of column increased by 1. Column second iteration. The value of the column is 1 and the condition j is less than 3 is true. Since we did not exit from the inner loop, the row value I is still 0. System.out.print a of 0 of 1 equals to 11. The value of column increased by 1. Column third iteration. The value of column is 2 and the condition j is less than 3 is true. Since did not exit from the inner loop, the value of row will be 0. System.out.println a of 0 of 2. After the increment, the value of column will be 3 and the condition j is less than 3 will fail. So it will exit from the loop. System.out.println executes and it creates new line. Now the value of row will be increased by 1 and starts the second row iteration. Second iteration, the value of I will be 1 and the condition I is less than 2 is true. So it will enter into second for loop. Column first iteration. The value of the column is 0 and the condition j is less than 3 is true. So it will start executing the statements inside the loop until the condition fails. System.out.print a of 1 of 0. It prints the value of column incremented by 1. Column second iteration. The value of the column is 1 and the condition j is less than 3 is true. Since we did not exit from the inner loop, the row value I will be 1. System.out.print a of 1 of 1. It prints 26. The value of the column incremented by 1. Column third iteration. The value of column j is 2 and the condition j is less than 3 is true. Since we did not exit from the inner loop, the row value will be 1. System.out.print a of 1 of 2. It prints 26. After the increment, the value of column j will be 3 and the condition j is less than 3 will be fail. So it will exit from the inner loop and system.out.println executes and it creates new line. Now the value of row will increase it by 1. It means row equals to 2. Condition I is less than 2 will fail. So exit from the loop. The final output of the Java is as shown on the screen. Thank you.